full of Sometimes my mama said, you know, when you don't have nothing nice to say, you should be quiet.
People say that Stephen A. is a coon. You agree with that? Everybody got quiet on that one? Okay, go ahead.
Rudy Giuliani practices voodoo. So he put a voodoo hex on my girl, Hillary, and that's why she got woozy. And the Secret Service had to prop her up and put her in the van.
But take us to a break, my dude.
It was voodoo, son.
I don't know about that voodoo.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Three Black Guys with a Mic.
What's up? What's happening? I don't know what this is all about, but you know, this is a very weird chair right here, Maynard.
Am I here, Maynard, or am I not here?
You here? You all the way
here.
Oh,
okay. So we just gonna see each other in a very weird way.
No, I'm not seeing y'all weird at all. I ain't into that.
So what about the chat, Maynard? We're not gonna be able to see the chat.
Yes, we will.
No, I don't see. All I see is a bunch of, I see a bunch of icons open, man.
All right, relax. You're
the producer of the show. Get it together.
Let's just talk about
what we do. Waiting for us to make this, happen.
Y'all get on my nerves.
I mean, hey, man, now we got the hooray up. What is this happening? You got a bunch of screens happening. What is this happening? Anyways, what's up, people? Welcome to Three Black Guys with the Mic, the podcast where politics meet pop culture and hip hop debate style. I am SP, your man Spud, along with Maynard and my man Lamont J. Scales. Well,
wait a minute. Lamont J. Scales.
There we go. No, I'm sorry, Lamont Hayes, Lamont G. Hayes. What am I talking about? First of all, I want for everybody that's on. First of all, if you're on with us, please let us know who you are, where you're from. Check in with us. Let us know what you're doing. I had on a regular shirt, and Lamont and Maynard had on these collared ass shirts, because they must be just coming from a board meeting or something. And I don't see you guys no more. Hello?
I'm here.
There you are. Okay, there you are. You went away. And so
Lamont, hold on. Wait a minute. Lamont, say something.
Lamont's there, I'm just saying.
I know, but he's not in time.
Okay. All right. So anyway, this is the reason why we are looking at all business today. I don't like this. I feel very, stuffy.
Nobody told you to change your shirt.
Wait a minute, you're stuffy because of the shirt, or you're stuffy because all of these screens are way different?
A little bit of both, but the screens I guess I can handle, but I'm a little stuffy with this damn shirt on.
Nobody told you to change your shirt.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, let's get it. What's up, people? So if you're on with us, please do me the favor and raise your glass. Give us a toast. We have officially been back on this podcast for 1 year. We started this podcast last March, which was our first show was what, March 26th last year?
Something like that. I don't remember. I thought it was the 28th.
Anyways, we've been back for 1 year, so what I'm saying, give us some love, give us what is the things and what's the name, and give us some hearts and some whatever, blah blah blah, some firms, and all that other stuff. Second, thanks, Marty, appreciate that. What up, Marty? Secondly, I want to take this time before we start the show to ask Lamont, does he need the counseling right now? Every year, Lamont, ladies and gentlemen, goes into some sort of depression, and he has a problem with his childhood.
Slow down.
His mom lied to him about Easter.
Slow down, Spud. Don't move him too fast.
And so I just want to get out of the way if he needs to express that and vent that out of the way before we actually get started, because Easter is on Sunday and Easter bunnies are flying. Chocolate eggs are going right now. Easter egg hunts are happening. Well, not really, But, I'm sure somebody at the White House is going to pop out in an Easter bunny suit, and Joe Biden, along with Kamala Harris, is going to have some sort of Easter thing. So if you were lied to by your parent about Easter, here is a time for Lamont to give you some sort of therapy. Lamont, would you like to just share your thoughts on the Easter bunny and being lied to as a kid?
It's a safe space.
I think, to be honest with you, I think it's just all a part of the deprogramming that you go through once you hit that threshold of 50. Once you find out, that there is no Easter bunny or no Santa Claus, there really is no wizard behind the curtain of the Wizard of Oz.
There's not.
No, it's not.
Richard Pryor really wasn't behind the whiz.
No. I'm even had to get over the fact that Maynard didn't tell me, how in this country that, slave owners were paid by the federal government when they had to release their slaves. So all of this, it's an awakening.
I didn't want you to ask for none of our money.
It's just so wait a minute. It's so much that you learn, and I know we're gonna get into this. Even the trauma today, and I had to cut it off of somebody telling me that you can choke from having, some sort of or be choked to death, but the cause be some sort of what did the guy say today in his opening arguments of some sort of illegal substance in your body? Y'all saw that foolishness up there in Minnesota. We'll get to that later, but so it's a whirlwind. So the Easter bunny, we're gonna let it fly. You know what I mean? And we're just gonna deal with it.
All right. Well, as long as you're all right with it, and you're not traumatized this year that your mom lied to you about the Easter bunny, and you over that. It looks like you've gotten some growth, after being on the couch for 4 years now. Let's go ahead and get right into the George Floyd case. And so today,
wait.
Okay,
That's what we have to know, Maynard. And this is your fault, you being Mr. Pro-Black on the podcast. We cannot call it the George Floyd case.
This is
true.
true.
I'm sorry. You're right. That's
true. That's my fault.
It's
not.
My
fault. That's my fault.
Okay, Mr. Pro-Black, get emotional about everything. Mr. Hotep, come on, man.
Wait a minute. Let us have a conversation about this Hotep foolishness.
What?
There's nothing Hotep about me.
Okay.
Yeah, right, a little Hotepish.
You're a little Hotep, man.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with, being black and proud. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm proud.
Right.
Being black and being proud makes you Hotep. Y'all not Hotep, therefore you're not black and proud.
Don't turn this on me, Maynard. You dropped the ball.
I'm black. I'm not proud.
You ain't proud. You ain't proud.
Anyways, let's get into, the opening statements for today.
Derek Chauvin's case. The Derek Chauvin murder case.
Chauvin's case. Thank you so very much.
I apologize. That was my fault.
If you look at everybody else in the world, they're saying the same thing that Maynard is saying, which basically is the George Floyd case, basically, because George Floyd is the name that everybody's going to know. Not many people are going to know Derek Chauvin's, name. Anyways, what were your thoughts about today's opening statements? We'll start with you, Lamont.
I just feel like, I'll be honest with you, after about, once I saw Reverend Al kneel for like eight minutes and some change, when I saw that little, I'm trying to be respectful today. When I saw that little show of showmanship and I saw a little bit of the open arguments, I turned it off. I don't want to, I just feel like this is OJ, Rodney King, on that level of trauma that we're going to be fed over the next several weeks. And when and if this doesn't go correct, some stuff going to get burnt up. And it seems like we're doing this all over again.
How likely do you think it's not going to go right?
I don't think he's going to get second degree. I think he's going to get third degree. Third degree is not enough.
I heard, I was watching today and a lot of people are starting to say might be a little bit of a mistrial.
Oh, we can play that game too.
We got a handful of hours of trial time. Let's let it happen. I don't want to get out ahead of ourselves. I will say I do feel like there's been discussion about the training manual. I think this is where Chauvins Defense case is going to rest. that the training manual demonstrates this kneeling on the upper torso / neck area, and that he's going to basically be able to say, I was just doing what they trained me. And hence the reason why they gave him the $27 million for the family. I do have my concerns. I will say that.
Okay, well, you're the main one who just said, let's not get out in front of it.
Exactly. Let's not get out. I said I have my concerns.
Your concerns is what? That he going to probably get off?
No, I have my concerns about how this defense is going to go versus how this prosecution is going to go. So,
I think that the prosecution laid it out really good today. I think that the defense did not do the greatest job of laying it out, but they do have their points, which is, one, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I mean, about the drugs being in the system. If they find something else, now, Amanda, you can clarify this, and if you're in the chat, you can clarify this as well, but if they find the drugs or something other than Derek Chauvin to be the cause of him dying, that's, where either the mistrial or either, he's going to get off. But I thought I also heard that in Minnesota or in that state, if you're found guilty on one, then you can also be convicted because of that one. Is that accurate or no?
I think for what I understood, and I'm not a legal professional, but it's been my understanding that they've given multiple charges because they want to make certain that something sticks. And that's typically how things work in many court cases. Also, that there is a potential that you can be found guilty on multiple charges or found guilty on one single charge. The downside of being found guilty on one single charge is often juries can't agree about, say, murder. We can't get to murder. But so they say, because you've given us so many other charges, we'll go for shoplifting and we'll leave murder alone. So juries go for the lesser charge. It's a twofold challenge. Do you stick with one charge and put all your eggs in one basket and possibly lose? Or do you give the jury so many choices that they just go for the lesser charge? So those things are challenges. I'm not sure.
But can I ask you a question? You both a question, and just help me. I want to make sure I'm clear. There is a tape, right? Of this man on this other man's neck.
There's a tape.
Okay. Just want to make sure we're clear.
Yeah, but does the tape always, tape doesn't always make it happen though.
So
you said we can't, so our eyes are lying, right?
Yeah, our eyes obviously are lying. Here's the thing I say. I don't care what they find in the system. I don't care what drugs they have found in the man's system.
I agree with you on that.
It doesn't matter. There is nobody. We've all went swimming or something like that in our life. We know that you, as just a standard everyday human, not Superman, not Aquaman, that 30, 40 seconds without breathing, without air, automatically feels like an eternity. But that's not enough to kill you. It's enough to make you start to struggle. A minute and a half is enough to make you start to struggle a lot. 3 minutes and certain types of systems begin to shut down and you can lose consciousness. 5 to 6 minutes is where brain damage occurs. 8 minutes and 46 seconds, this is
death.
It was death before then. And
so that's what I'm saying, man, where some of this too, the average common person with just a little bit of common sense, this is silly, but I get it because it's always about how do I demonize Maynard Scales? How do I bring out all of the bad things that Spud has ever done in his life?
This is true.
That's the game.
Correct. Because that's what the defense is going to try to hang their hat on. That even though that Derek Chauvin, Chauvin or whatever his name is, was doing his job, that was not the cause of death. And he was doing his job. And this is what he was trained to do. And because that wasn't the cause of death, he's out of there.
But here's the part that we got to keep asking. We talking at the end of the day, we really are talking about $20. A questionable, maybe it's a counterfeit bill, maybe it wasn't, maybe we're talking about $20. I remember when, even though they were probably racist or were wrong, in fact, I'll take black cops that I have encountered in my life. When I was 18 and I had some beer and the cop was like, yo, you underage, took the beer from me, poured it out, gave me a little shove, go home. That was it. We talking about like, yo, this is one of those scenarios where it's a 5-yard penalty. Play on.
It's the Kwame effect. It's the Kwame effect. See, you didn't witness the Kwame effect. You wasn't a 6'5" dark-skinned black man and a threat to the police officer. You were just a 3-foot small chubby kid from Philly.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How you get the chubby at 3 foot? Yo, real quick, while we here, we have a handful of listeners on Needle, and we want to thank them for joining. They are providing comments. I see you, Slat Hawk, Allende, Myers, Raising Myself. We made a couple of bucks on Needle already tonight, fellas. So,
we did?
Yeah, we made some money, but we need to get them hays in everybody. So let everybody get us some hay on Needle. And tip your waiters and waitresses.
But I mean, I agree. I mean, I think I think that one of the things that the defense also tried to point out or did point out today was that the store did have a conversation with George Floyd about going back and actually just making it right. Like, you know what, it was $20. This is a fake bill. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you just come back and, pay for it? Blah, 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 blah. I am afraid for this trial. I think that it's easy. And when you look at George Zimmerman, I think that there is a lot of loopholes that can happen that will give this to be where David.
I'm sorry, you said George Zimmerman or you mean George Floyd?
No, I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? When you look at George Floyd,
look at the
Zimmerman, you know what I'm saying? In the same case against Trayvon Martin, there's so many loopholes that the system uses that doesn't allow for, police officers to be convicted for killing black men, and it really is just unfortunate. I mean,
let's take a vote. Let's just take a vote on our platform right now. Yeah, I'm filing guilty. Who else is filing guilty?
But you got to tell me guilty of what?
Murder. Murder of killing a black man. I'm filing guilty.
In the court of the law?
I'm talking about on our platform.
In the eyes of the people?
3 black guys with the mic. We gonna go. We got 20 on. We got 20 there. We got 10, 15 over here. I want to know how many guilty votes can we get?
Yeah, but guilty on what? You've never been
on
a trial. I need
murder for killing that black man.
You got 1, 2, and 3. Those are some part of the instructions.
I'm going to say at least second. But this is what I would say about one. One is premeditated. One is when you woke up this morning, you said, I'm going to go kill so-and-so. I think that's what we typically think of it. But we also know this, that you have to be able, that humans breathe oxygen. It goes into their lungs, gets into their brain, feeds their heart and their blood, keeps them alive. And you know that there is a time limit when you get a chokehold where somebody could die. Or this other particular thing, which is it's a chokehold of sorts. It cuts off the lungs. It cuts off air. You know that the first minute, I'm going to subdue this guy. The second minute, maybe I need to just make sure we get some handcuffs. But like 5 minutes, you realize, once you hit 4 minutes, you realize anything beyond this, the likelihood of death increases every second after. Therefore, in my opinion, it's premeditated. You could have said, you know what, it's been 4 minutes. I know that anything past this increases the chance of death. Therefore, I should stop. Or maybe if I stay, I will kill him. It's premeditated.
I hope so. But I'm like you said, I'm a little leery. Can I go deep for a second? Just for a quick second.
Go deep.
All right. And Manny, you got to jump in. And Lamont, both of you guys are going to have to, jump in. But did you guys watch the United States versus Billie Holiday?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And this is my first time watching it, and you know what I'm saying, even knowing it was a true story, and and then of course, I have to go do my research and all the other stuff, blah 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 blah. It is truly amazing to me how long the government has been after Black people. And I'm just amazed. And I was just amazed on how this one song, and we all know that, Nina Simone, redid it, and then I don't even want to use Kanye, but Kanye sampled it and so forth and so on, blah blah blah. And we talk about the song "Strange Fruit," which is about lynching and about Black men, Black people hanging from trees, and it just was really amazing to me that the FBI was so hard on Billie Holiday for not singing this song and not allowing for this song for people to hear, because they thought that it was going to start a riot, uplift Black people, have them to, revolt or rebel or whatever. I say all that to say, this is what it made me say, this is why it is extremely important to know your history, go back and do, your history, read about your history, and continue to have people, storytellers or whoever, to be able to put these particular type of stories in the forefront of America, period. Whether it be on the big screen, in a book or whatever, but I was just amazed by seeing that story and how much the FBI wanted to silence this girl, this woman, Black woman, over this song. And they were using the drug use for it. And then we can go into, what was the FBI guy after Anslinger?
Hoover.
Yeah,
Hoover and the FBI, and and the Black Panther Party, and Martin Luther King, and so forth and so on. So I say all this to ask you, Maynard. You can start. What are your thoughts on why the FBI is so strong on silencing Black people when it comes to revolution or speaking out or freedom or whatever it is?
Well, I think the first thing we have to recognize is that since arriving on this land in bondage, Africans have been hated. That hate is part of the justification of oppressing Africans. That we must fear them or hate them or whatever. So, and because of that, we can see them as less than human. Because we see them as less than human, we can oppress them. If we can oppress them, we can get them to do what we want and keep them in pocket. Also, look, I'm not making this up, but European nations have went to every corner of the earth, raping, pillaging, conquering, right? We think that Vietnam was about communism. No, it wasn't. It was about the French trying to own a part of the Eastern Seaboard. We think it was about, that China has this thing, or we think this or whatever. European nations have hated and wanted to steal, rape, and pillage all those things Black. Now, at the time that a Jewish man wrote the song for Billie Holiday, it's interesting that we don't hear about the pursuit of him and hounding him to death, because unfortunately he presents as white, or fortunately for him, he presents as white. But Billie Holiday and her Black ass and her dark skin, not dark skin, her Black skin is not acceptable for her to tell the master, going back to 48 Laws of Power, never outshine the master. It's not acceptable for her to tell the master to look in the mirror. And Blacks had then become mobilized in many ways, but J. Edgar Hoover and the FBI had said earlier that the most dangerous threat to the American way of life was the Negro. So, you know, we're not welcome here. We haven't been welcome here. And our extinction is evidence, is their goal as evidence of George Floyd, of Trayvon Martin, Philando Castile, Sandra Bland.
You know, and I wanted to kind of, you know what I'm saying, from the political perspective, you hit it on the head, you know what I'm saying, Maynard. And then I wanted to, you know what I'm saying, just kind of just switch it to Lamont, because we're talking about a song. We just talking about lyrics of a song that the lady was singing. And this wasn't even at this point, we're not talking about a national song. We're talking about a lady who was just basically singing this in, you know, juke joints and after hours, you know what I'm saying, places and so forth and so on. But it basically said to me the power of music and the words that we use in music and how revolutionary they can be or detrimental they could be, you know, either way. When you see that and you see it from a music, you know, business perspective, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, first, I mean, managers educated me because I guess I'd never paid attention to it. I always thought that Billie wrote that record. I didn't know that, Maynard.
Abel Mirapole.
I swear to God, I had no idea. So then you have to start to talk about the economics of that song. You know what I mean? And as we're going to pivot into that other little boy in a few, you know, I think, but to answer your questions, but you know, words do have power. And I think since we got here, I still don't think we understand. And still to this day, I don't know if we understand our power and how what we just do, just of singing a song to our community is very frightful to others because it could unstabilize, if that's a word, or destabilize some, what's the word I'm looking for? Some things that are put in place. You feel what I'm saying? It would, you know, without a certain level of trauma continue to be poured into our community, we might, you know, decide to do something different. You know what I mean? Without the level of, you know, the fried chicken on every corner, you know, because it seems like everybody got a chicken sandwich now. I'm confused because the McDonald's commercial I saw said, you know, I'm going to stay out of other people's business, but I'm going to make these chicken sandwiches over here. It's just, you know what I mean? You know, it's a reason for that too, because in certain neighborhoods, and we talk about this all the time, there's not a rush to put fresh produce on every corner, but to give them something, you know, salty, fried, and you know, that's always the go.
If you look at it from, you know what I'm saying, from the reverse. If you go to the reverse of the suburbs, it's not like a liquor store at every single corner.
No.
You're not going to get, you know what I'm saying, fried chicken and, you know what I'm saying, lottery, liquor and cigars. You're not going to get that, you know what I'm saying,
it's just not.
Some neighborhoods as well.
Right. And the reality is even in Minnesota, and we got to keep it 1,000, and we know what it is. We, you know, even people that I know that I know and love that are the police, I talk to them all the time and explain to them about what you know about a police person today, an officer of the law today, and what it came from. And Maynard, you said it best. This guy was a police officer for 19 years.
He knows
Minnesota,
better
correct?
Than that shit.
For 19 years. So what that means is he knows he's been around the block in terms of being in that system and understanding what a policeman is and the origin of a policeman. You know what I'm saying? So
can I add one thing here, Lamont?
What?
One thing I think that well-studied people like a J. Edgar Hoover would have, or others would have known, is that we always have used music during the times of slavery to send a message, and also over the radio. Wading in the water or steal away, Negro spirituals that meant like, hey, we gonna wade in the water, and that's how, and that's when Harriet's gonna come get us, or we gonna steal away tonight. And so the messages that we put in our music, or what we used to put on the radio when the DJ would say, hey, y'all, it's gonna be hot, y'all might want to dress, you know, or it's gonna be cold, y'all might want to dress warm in the middle of the summer, was a message to people to say, we gonna go and protest. Bring some extra set of clothes because we're gonna go to jail. So they, you know, a J. Edgar Hoover would, you know, with the intelligence that he had at his fingertips, all the different people who they could infiltrate. We saw the infiltration, for instance, with Fred Hampton. We understand the tricks that they played. Would have said, man, if we let this music thing get out of hand, how they send messages, that a lot of people don't hear and don't understand. Like we picking up on the subliminal disses. You know what I'm saying?
No, we picking up what you putting down is what it is.
you picking up what I'm putting down, you dig?
You dig?
You dig, baby.
I didn't really, like, you know what I'm saying, divert, but I was just very, I was very curious about that because I thought that was extremely important to be able to kind of discuss and be able to, understand that, man, it really is amazing how the government and FBI and, what I'm saying, and in this case, I'm just saying white supremacy, have always tried to silence us in a way that
So Spud,
crazy.
Can I just put this little end on it? And the question always would be, what do you think is going on present day? Because this is what I did learn after the fact, is all of the time with all of the Biggie and Tupac was going on, like, I really heard from, law enforcement people talk about, even on a federal level, about how, that was part of their investigation, the whole big boy, bad boy, and death row, and everybody who was on the staff, and what radio station did this, and there were agents that were out doing X, Y, and Z, and all that stuff was still going on. So what do you think they're doing today?
It's all social media.
Has it stopped? Huh?
It's all social media.
Yeah.
I mean,
but they're still doing that type of surveillance.
I just watched, which would kind of make me realize, like, I just watched Tekashi 6ix9ine's documentary, and right. In that documentary, they basically said that now FBI, police officers, law enforcement are now using social media to be able to pick up on what's happening with gang members, with, rappers, whatever it is that they're doing. That is the way that they are able to target you at this point. It's through social media.
Right.
Well, I think we also want to say a handful of things. I know of a particular case that was interesting. And that one thing is, if you are doing something, if you are in fact guilty of something, you're guilty of something, right? Meaning that if you do something, if you're doing drive-by shootings or you doing this, that, and the other, and you put it on social media, the idea that they're tracking you through social media is not a bad thing. I'm aware of a young man from home, in fact, a relative of mine, but much younger than me, who got out of reform school one weekend or whatever, the juvenile hall, and it was said while he was in juvenile detention or whatever that he had been snitching, but he was in that scenario where he was home on weekends and had to go back through the week or whatever the case may be. That was how his sentence worked, and the young boy, said, "Hey man, I want to take you out. Let's go get some weed. Let's go get high." And they get outside, and the boys shot him 3 times in the back of the head, and then they shot pictures and posted on Instagram within like 2 or 3 minutes of shooting the boy. So the police used that information that they catch him. So all I'm saying is, I don't want it to appear like we're saying like, "Yo, y'all need to hide y'all work." If you were doing dirt,
but
you're doing
dirt.
That,
Maynard. I am saying hide your work. I don't know what you're saying. Yes, hide your work. Yeah. If you're doing crime, don't put it on social media.
Don't put it on social media, right?
Yeah, no. We don't want to see you on Crime in the D. But I'm sure, even to, Lamont's point, even to your point too, man, I'm sure FBI, law enforcement, I'm sure from a Black Lives Matter perspective, I'm sure that they are definitely tapping into whatever resources they have. Anything to be able to figure out what is happening, because it's amazing to me when I watch Candace Owens and I see, these right-wing people, and they automatically bunch, these Black Lives Matter protests into people who are burning down buildings and who are committing crimes and so forth and so on. And it really is unfortunate that Black Lives Matter, who started as a hashtag and started, basically during the time of, Trayvon Martin, has now grown into a huge organization, which is a statement that Black Lives Matter, that now is being, taken as this hate group and a group of people that is burning down buildings. No, I always say it. There's a difference. And if white people you are watching, there is a difference between Black people and niggas. Niggas and Black people are not the same. All right? We got a lot of great Black people. There's some niggas out there that's good too. But some of these niggas out here are not always in the same boat with the Black people.
Maynard,
you can, you know what I'm saying, put that in the...
I can't disagree. I mean, we recognize in any community there are people who are going to do crime, but I think the thing is, you said, what are they doing now? What are they doing now is how they are trampling upon the franchise of voting in Georgia right now. How they want to do that in other states. What they are doing in reference to just poor people. Remember what Coretta Scott King said about her husband. He didn't get murdered because he was trying to uplift black people. He got murdered because he was trying to uplift poor people. He was trying to unite poor people, black, white, and other, and that upliftment. So when you hear this, reluctance to move the minimum wage from $7 and some change an hour, even if it doesn't go to 15. If you say that we should just continue to be under $8, $8 an hour is only like $16,000 a year. Where can someone...
I'm sorry to cut you off, but let's just keep it where you had it, which was Georgia, right? Which everybody's calling Jim Crow 2021 or 2.0, whatever it is you want to call it. Just keeping it right there. You won. We won Georgia. Okay, now we got to move the goalposts so that way we can be able to create new laws and new ways for these particular type of people, meaning black people, or let's just keep it in the poor people category, but mainly black people. So that way it is harder for them to be able to exercise their right or either be able to express their voice. We could keep it right there. I mean, that to me is amazing to be able to watch. Oh, y'all Negroes came out in droves. Y'all was at the party, and y'all had the strippers going. Even the strippers was voting. Lamont was putting a one in this hand and a vote.
Wait, what was that? Take your sum to the polls. I forgot what
Souls
it was.
to the polls.
No,
yeah, but they was making the booty clap though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so since y'all went out and did that, and God forbid that Stacey Abrams is now, the woman of the year because she didn't help out. Oh, we can't have this.
No.
No.
They're going after Georgia hard, too.
We got to change up the laws.
I listen, we need to, Atlanta, Georgia, y'all need to make sure stay around Stacey Abrams. We can't let that happen to Stacey. She's important to us. And they want her. They want to do something to Stacey. They mad.
Of course.
They mad. They big mad.
Let's get to the foolishness. Is this what we doing now? We putting blood in our shoes?
Can I start?
Is this what we doing?
Actually,
we putting blood in the shoes?
Human
blood in the shoes?
No, the little kid was trying to do a play on words. I get it, and I always say a little kid because here's what I told somebody when they called my phone about this. And I sent it to y'all too. I said, first of all, he's 21 years old, 22, whatever it is. He's a baby. He's not smart enough to do all of this alone, okay?
Oh, so we talking about Lil Nas X again?
Yes. So where a lot of the focus is on this little boy, and that's what I'm going to keep calling him because he's a little boy. And it has nothing to do with about sexual orientation because, that's the pivot that they use to get everybody emotional. So we're going to stay that out. But he's a little boy that's signed to a major record company that wrote a very large check for all of this to go. That little boy did not put it together for the shoes. He did not put it together for that video that probably, I'm going to go with 600 to 700. That's
on
like
that
the old
video
school,
was...
That's the old school Puffy videos when they was like an
right.
That's
budget.
Yeah, that little boy is not doing that. That little boy did not, choreograph or coordinate all of the things, all of the media outlets, X, Y, and Z. So as we just said before, this is about history, and that little boy maybe needs to understand his history about people in his place of when he's no useful to the system, he'll be booted on out of here. You feel what I'm saying?
This is true.
Please be clear. So all of this about, him and how he feels and, I feel like, and this has nothing to do with the gay thing. I got to keep saying that. But, I always wanted to know about him and how he was raised and how, his grandmother, who he loved very dearly, passed on, about how his mother is, I think, still on drugs, and I guess he's trying to repair that relationship, and how maybe there are other relationships in his family and friends that he may have had, in his early 18 to 20 years. Well, I say 18 to 20 years, maybe it's way before that, but if 20-something years of living is my man got a lot going on. You feel what I'm saying? Along with the
sexuality
piece.
I mean,
it's a lot. I'm telling you,
is correct. Everything you just said is correct.
So this is more than you just want to be in a thong and you want to hump on Satan.
Wait. First of all, now you keep bringing up the gay stuff. Now you brought up the gay stuff
because that's the rule. See, that's the hot button issue. That makes you be like, oh, we can't say this. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a few people that we know.
All right. If the man is in a thong, whatever.
Hold on. Let me ask this one question because I think we just want to make this clear. Because Lamont, you in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Which game is that? Is that the thong game or is that the music?
No thongs.
Got people on tonight. We just want to be
you in the record game. You in the record game, Lamont.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And occasionally, you get called to work a record.
No.
How many programs did you call?
No. Wait, can we just back up?
I just want to make sure because I want
to. Let's separate the record and the shoe. All right. Let's just talk about the shoe for a second.
No, I think you need to put it all together because I think you can't separate.
Okay, that's fine. But let's just start with the shoe.
Because it goes back to what you just said earlier about how he's using the record. And if you also understand his history, and this is what pisses me off when they talk about how he's part of hip hop, because I don't know if even with his introduction, that wasn't hip hop. Some may say it was, but it's a reason why he did the country thing. You feel what I'm saying? Because he can go. That wasn't about going to urban radio,
right?
Was it?
But can I get to the shoe though?
Go ahead, go with the shoe.
Okay, so let me just ask you this question. All right, let's just say Maynard, you're a wonderful child, grows up to be a singer, right? Blows up, goes crazy. Music is off the chain. She's expressing herself. Somebody comes to her and says, you know what? You are influence. We would like to present you this opportunity to be able to sell a sneaker in partnership with us.
Time out.
Okay, great. Wait. Just hear me out. Okay, great. I love sneakers. My fans love sneakers. Everybody loves sneakers. I want a sneaker. Cool. This sneaker is called the Satan sneaker. We're going to put human blood in the sneaker. Maynard, Lamont, first of all, Maynard, you mean to tell me there's not a red flag in your daughter's brain that says, wait a minute, you want me to sell a sneaker with human blood? And Lamont, you mean to tell me there's nobody in this boy's corner that says, you know what, you probably should not advertise the Satan sneaker?
But that's exactly what they want to do. So I'm with Lamont.
With human blood?
Step one. If it was his
in the thing in the human blood,
if it was like he was saying that he was gay and that's his thing, nobody has a problem with that. The problem I think exists when moneyed forces and people get around him and they put their agenda in his vessel and then push him out. But now the sneaker piece, let's be clear, because I had problems with it at first when I first heard this. So he secured, or his team, someone on his team, how it came about, I don't know, secured 666 pairs of Air Max 97s, painted them red and black. And then, like you said, put the blood in them. Also put on them Luke 10:18, which is a verse about Satan falling from the heavens like a lightning bolt, or something to that effect. Nike, however, denounced this and had nothing to do with it. So I want to make sure that we don't disparage Nike in the process. They didn't want to have anything to do with this.
They filed today against it, so they on record, they in court, so they're gonna pull that. They won't be able to sell it nowhere.
Well, the sneaker sold out. It's sold out in less than
a minute. But it's not even about Nike. It's not even about this. It's about what Lamont just said, which is there's nobody or there's nothing that has a red flag in this particular scenario to say, you know what, this probably is not the best for my brand, which I'm actually going somewhere with this situation.
But that's what his team wanted. Nobody stopped Cisco from doing the thong song. It blew him up.
Well, that's a little bit different. Thongs were out there. We're talking about a shoe that has human blood in it, and it's called the Satan shoe. Now let's just go to the, the next generation. the newer generation. If you're in the chat, please let me know what's up to April. You in this business. Shout out to Dr. Wynn. She's here. You got kids. My daughter, you know what I'm saying? She's a sneakerhead. She loves sneakers. You mean to tell me in Lil Nas X's fan base, what is it about the newer generation that isn't saying this is a problem? There's nobody who is saying, yo,
no problems
I'd
anymore.
rather go and spend $1,000 on Lil Nas X's shoe than to be able to have it doesn't even matter if it's Christianity or not, but you have some sort of dignity about yourself that you're gonna buy a Satan sneaker with human blood in it.
Nothing's out of bounds anymore.
Wait, hold on, man, hold on. And I was reading some of Homeboy's, and let me tell you, the little kids thread, and a lot of the kids were justifying the song, the sneaker, and everything, and a lot of them were saying, well, you want us to believe in Jesus, and you have Jesus pieces, you have this with Jesus, X, Y, and Z with Jesus. So if we want to roll with Satan, this is how we rocking. I ain't saying it's right, but that's some of the thought processes some people that roll would do.
So here's the thing, though. We had this 4 years ago early, and I used to say, if you don't lock your bike up, don't be mad when somebody steals it. So somebody has now stolen a piece of the culture, right? But we got to own that.
Whoa, what culture, my dude? What do you mean?
Listen.
Hip-hop.
Lil Nas X never belonged to us.
He didn't, but this is what's happening.
He was never presented to us.
I got you. Stay with where I'm going.
Okay.
We have not been protecting, particularly hip hop. We have not been protecting hip hop. Lamont, you always remark about that magical moment in the late 80s when a group NWA came out and did this thing that was different from what we were doing. I remember before NWA came out in Philly, we had Power 99. You couldn't hear hip hop on the radio. Maybe on Sunday a little bit. Then all of a sudden, and that was when Public Enemy was doing what they were doing, et cetera, et cetera. Then all of a sudden, we out here F the police, life ain't nothing but bees and money. All of a sudden, that's on the radio. Here, we should have stopped it then. We should have stopped it when we started calling women bees and hoes regularly. We should have stopped Bobby Brown when he was humping the floor. We should have done a lot of things. That doesn't mean that we need to be.
Wasn't that Tenderoni?
Wait, Tenderoni's a hit. I ain't mad. Tenderoni's a hit. That doesn't mean that we should be puritanical. I'm not suggesting that. And I'm not suggesting that every artist needs to have a gospel song. But we are going to wind up in a scenario, and we are here right now, where we're going to say, yo, how did we get here? How did we get to the point?
But you know how we got here? And you keep saying we should have stopped it. But once you allow a major international company to invest into the music, then they are the ones who are in control and make the decision on how the music is guided.
Right. And so what I'm saying is, and I see my man Horace from Chicago from Being in the Mix is on. What I'm saying is, so we understand that our music format is the greatest selling product right now on the face of the planet. Not only does it sell music, it sells soda, it sells liquor, it sells sneakers, it sells clothes, etc. It is a phenomenal force. And we are here now. We are here where Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion can perform simulated 69 on stage. We're at the point where this boy Lil Nas X is simulating giving the devil a blowjob in a video. And we're soon to be in a position, forget hip hop right now, in a position where it's going to be cool for little 12-year-old boys to say, hey, little girl, I want to deep stroke your throat. Have my throat baby. And she going to say, oh, that would be lovely. I would love to have a throat baby.
Out there.
My
mama ain't never told me about no throat baby.
Dad,
I have a throat baby right now.
Why can't I have a throat baby? I want a throat baby too. We gotta stop this shit. This shit is going too damn far.
Spud, aren't they doing that already?
They're doing it already.
Yeah.
The little kids is mad at their mamas that their mamas won't let them have them throat babies. But the sad part about it is Jermaine's point. You could go back to the 80s, not even about the culture. It's just about, and I guess some of it is about, the culture as well, where you got mamas raising kids. You got 18-year-olds out here raising babies. And
15-year-olds.
They want to throw babies. So you got an 18-year-old who want to throw baby, and they think it's cute that they daughter can have a throat baby.
Will, you nasty.
That is nasty, for real. That wasn't either.
You nasty.
Anyways, before we go, thank you, Horace. We truly appreciate that. And thank you so very much, everybody else, for participating. Lamont, you want to talk about black and white images?
Yeah, I was wondering what your opinion, both you guys' opinion was. I was reading this article, and it talked about the power of black and white and, versus color. And it talked about how, if you notice, they use Martin Luther King as an example, Malcolm X, just a lot of different things of how certain images were used in black and white when they had actual color images. And that the psychological thing of using black and white is to make someone think that this was something that happened long ago. And how that is what made us feel a certain kind of way about certain things in history. So my question to you is, what do you think about that? Do you think if you see an image in black and white, does it automatically trigger into your mind that this is something that's vintage and that's historic, that's long ago, versus something that, is in color? Because I remember seeing that infamous speech, because we never seen the whole speech where Martin Luther King talks about economics.
Yo, Relic, thank you, my dude. Go ahead.
So it's like, I'm just wondering, like, what was your guys' opinion on that in reference to color versus black and white? Does that make sense?
Real quick, I would agree with you. I watched the Tina Turner documentary over the weekend, and when I was just amazed by when I saw the black and white images of her and Ike and back in the day, I was just like, wow, like this is whoever did the redoing of this did amazing. But it does put you in a mind frame of this was this particular type of era, and in my opinion, you guys are more educated than me, but it triggers everything that could have possibly happened during that time. So let's just say in 1968, right, which was a very big year. If you see the black and white image of Martin Luther King getting killed during that year versus the color part of it, the black and white image puts into your brain so many other things that was going on during that time versus the color image is just kind of like, okay, that's cool. Like when I see even like in the Memphis where they have the Iron Man, march, where everybody, all the black people are holding the Iron Man, signs. When I see it in color, it doesn't give me the same impact it does when when I see it in black and white. But I'm sorry, go ahead, man.
I think certainly there's a romanticism when you have black and white. The images lend themselves to a romanticism, but I think there's a piece that actually, Spud, you should be close to. I was always taught that if in radio, we are the best writers. We don't typically have at our luxury in radio the picture. Or we don't have the full story like they do in newspaper or pictures in newspaper or TV. And so because we have less, more stripped down, it gives you have to do more to impress upon the listener the message. And so therefore with the picture as well, when there's color, it leaves nothing to the imagination. But in black and white, your mind looks at that and it starts to paint all the other pictures and all the other inferences into place. So if you give color, or it's just, I guess the simpler way is, if a woman just takes off all her clothes and you see all her business, you're like, okay, all right, we've seen it all now. Okay, that's where we are. But if she really knows how to, kind of have a greater level of romance and sensuality with her clothes on, it can kind of heighten the experience. And so,
can I stop you one second?
Now on, you need to take off your clothes in black and white and not in
color. No. That's what I'm saying. Like, because if a woman takes off all her clothes and shows her business, it just shouldn't be we just seen her business, man. We need to pay a little bit more attention to what's going on.
Sure, but I mean, there's nothing left to the imagination at that point.
We just need to see what, because she's taking her clothes off for a reason. We just shouldn't be like, oh, she's taking her clothes off.
But there's nothing left to the imagination at that point.
I don't even know how you even came up with that example.
Exactly, that's why.
Y'all need to think. You gotta get outside of your own brain, baby.
Listen, that was 4th and 20, and it was just kind of like, you know what? That was like the Tecmo Bowl throw. Like, you know what? I'm gonna throw it all the way to the other end, and hopefully somebody's gonna catch it. That's exactly what that was.
Let me say one last thing, and I know you want to get this closed. So again, I want to thank obviously everybody, right? All of our listeners and our viewers. Again, tonight we also are using Needle as a platform, and we've been doing this for a little while. We had some great fun with a lot of our friends on Needle, Bro Right. Jasiri Allende, who is the owner of the platform, and many others. And we've made a few dollars on Needle tonight, and I want to thank in particular someone here, Relic 5 tipped us 5 hey, so appreciate that. And the Tecmo, I see you out there, bro. Right? Yeah, I was a Tecmo wizard. I was the best. So if you all are interested in getting Needle, go download the app. It's for both iPhone and Android at this point.
Also, thank you so very much to Roderick for joining us tonight. Dr. Tanya Wynn, what's up? Congratulations on your certification. What's up to William? My girl AP, good luck on the on the radio journey. I'm behind you all the way. Shout out to my man Dion and Carlton McAfee. McAfee. Sorry if I said that wrong. And I can't see everybody else. Shout out to my man Marty and everybody else who joined us this evening. Thank you so very much. Do us a favor if you're on with us. If you're on with us right now on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, so that way you get a notification directly to your phone or your smart device or whatever the case may be. As soon as we go live, you will be notified. If you're watching this on Facebook, hit the thumbs up button and do us a favor. Share this episode on your page, or share it as much as you can, so that way your friends can become our friends and we can continue to grow the podcast, because that's what this is definitely all about. If you're watching this on any other platform, continue to share it. Subscribe to the podcast as well. And we will do it again next Monday at 7 p.m. We're here every single Monday for everyone who is new to the show. This is kind of, we talk about politics, hip hop, urban community, black people stuff from a black male's perspective. So if you have husbands at home or uncles or brothers or whatever, and they just want to get in on some black male conversation, this is definitely the podcast they need to be a part of. Have a fantastic week.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Happy Peter Cottontail hopping down a bunny trail, Lamont.
Peter Cottontail. What do they eat on Easter, Lamont? Ham. You're going to have some ham.
God, no.
What you eat on Easter, Lamont?
Ham.
No.
Everybody there's gonna be a line around the corner at the Honey Bake.
Nah, Lamont. Hold on. Before you say Lamont, let me spud me in camera 3. Lamont's. This is Lamont's and the program director's meal. It's going to be certainly some crustaceans, lobster, 3-pound boys,
steaks,
probably some tomahawks.
Kinda. You close. You want me to tell you?
And some prawns. Hold on, it's going to be some prawns.
Pretty close.
They're going to do the kale. No, not on the kale.
No, she does that. I don't eat kale. I just have spinach.
Okay. And there's going to be some fingerling potatoes.
The potatoes and rice, I've been on some chill mode. Since that Peloton came in, I've been trying to get it right. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you on the Peloton?
Yeah, dog.
We gotta go over?
We see where the stimmy checks are going.
Listen, I wish. I've been looking to see if we can get one. And so don't be trying to search for me. I made sure... I got a name on there you cannot find, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know,
I was about to go and tap in. I was like, let me go and tap in. Let me see what class Lamont is at 6 a.m.
Oh, somebody gonna come out of the pandemic sexy.
Are you standing up on it? Are you standing up when they stand up, Lamont?
Nope. And I got the big seat. You know what I'm saying? No, I ordered the big C.
Lamont on the peanut tunnel.
They're like, come on, Lamont. Come on, Big Willie. Come on, Big Willie. You got to stand up during this time. Get going up the hill.
Nope, I ordered the big C.
That is the laugh I needed tonight. Mm-hmm. All right. Sorry, y'all. It was a little sidebar. We out. Thank you guys so very much for listening and watching tonight, man. We'll do it again next Monday right here. 3 Black Guys with the Mic. Peace.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
You got to